Proem and chapters 1, 2, and 3 of Shri Krishna, the Lord of Love, Part 2 by Baba Premanand Bharati. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Proem. I bow to the glorious one, the unerring mariner who has guided my frail life's bark across the billowy world ocean, wrapped in goo, the darkness of ignorance, with the ever-illuminating rue, the searchlight of wisdom, to the land of the lotus feet of Krishna. I bow to Shri Brahmananda Bharati, my guru. And now hush, I list, I sing of Krishna, I will sing of Krishna, the Lord of Love, the seed and soul of the universe, the ultimate principle in the composition of creation, of all souls, real home, sweet, sweet home. I will sing of your only lover and your only beloved. I wish to sing a song whose sweetness will thrill through your body, which will make your soul float in ecstasy. I will sing a song whose burden will enter your heart as a dewdrop enters the bosom of a flower, but will soon, if you are attentive, spread itself into a boundless ocean, on which your heart will be tossed over its gentle waves, like a boat bound for and sure of the land of eternal bliss. I as earnestly ask your blessing, that I may be filled with such power to sing such a song, as I ask the blessing of my Krishna to sing of him to you. I will sing a song of love such as you have never heard, such as poets dream not of, which lovers know not of, which the human soul is ever in quest of, which in your best moments vibrates undefined through your soul, but ever eludes your understanding. I will sing of that love which ever plays before your heart's vision as the will-o'-the-wisp through countless incarnations, a love which alone will make you happy for evermore. I will sing a song to you of a love which you are striving every moment of your life to realize through success and failure in this life's games, the love whose worthless counterfeits dazzle and deceive you at every step removing you farther and farther from the original they so poorly resemble. I will sing to you of the love, absolute, the love that is unbroken, the love that is fed and grows by use, the love that blesses the lover with greater abundance for giving it away to others. I will sing to you of a love which is your birthright, which is the very foundation of your existence, which alone is the substance of all existences and wonder of wonders, a love which is your real food and home. And it is of your home that I will sing, the unknown pole to which the magnet of your soul eternally trembles. Home is ever sweet, home, sweet home, but this your sweet earthly home is only the home of your earthly self, the brick-and-mortar closet of your fleshly coats, of which you have possessed a countless number, but all those coats have been mere coverings of your inner self, which is a truant from its own home, but of which destination has lost all memory, having lived so long in others' homes. I will sing to you of a song whose burden will remind you of this lost and forgotten home, the home that you are seeking in vain, consciously or unconsciously, the home whose never-failing happiness you are trying to substitute in your borrowed home by ever-failing pleasures, pleasures which only pain you by their hollowness. How can you live upon a hollow happiness, you who have known and tasted solid eternal happiness in your real home, the home where light fades not, life grieves not, and happiness ever is? I will sing to you of the home where your master, friend, father, and lover is ever anxious to get you back and take you to his bosom. I will sing to you of Krishna, your home, the seed and soul of your soul as well as of the universe in which you are a miniature. And now, my beloved friend, prepare yourself to listen to this song which comes to you from across the oceans, from a land where The altar of the Lord of Love is ever burning, fed by the libations of devotion and the incense of ecstasy, since the dawn of creation, from that cradle of religion and civilization, from that spiritual metropolis of the spiritual world empire, where the fountain of divine love, life, and wisdom is still playing, to water the earth with the blessings of the soul, the land of Bharat, which you moderns call India. Listen and be blessed. This is a song not set to any tune you know, to any music you have heard, and yet it is a song which is set in the true tune of your heart, to the natural music of your soul. It is the song ecstatic of your heart soul, which will make the core of your being throb in beatitude and melt the crusts of materiality in you into the love unspeakable. Listen and be blessed. Chapter 1. Weary and overburdened with its load of sorrow and weakness, the great heart of Mother Earth lifted her voice unto the heights of the skies, complaining. Her patience and faithfulness were qualities of wondrous worth to Brahma, the Creator. Brahma is the creator of the details of the universe. The supreme creator is the supreme deity, Krishna. He creates by his will the in-equilibrium of the three cardinal attributes, sattva, raja, tama, or illumination, activity, and obscuration, embodies the creative will of Krishna, as explained in the foregoing part of this book. This in-equilibrium starts the current and force of creation, Vasudeva, as the manifestation and center of the first flush of creation, springing from Krishna as a result of this loss of poise, is the second creator in whom the seed of creation, unpoised of attributes, dwells as an unknown feeling of differentiation. Sankarsana, who springs from Vasudeva, is the third creator, but acts only as the unconscious cause of creation. Pradyumna, who springs from Sankarsana, carrying the abstract idea of creation, is the fourth creator, the semi-conscious cause of creation. Aniruddha, born of Pradyumna, as the full conscious cause, is the fifth creator. This Aniruddha is called Narayan, and Vishnu. From him springs Brahma, the first sprout of creation. He is the sixth and the operating creator, called in the Hindu books the father of creation, the grandfather of all God's creatures. Brahma's abode is the Brahmaloka, otherwise called the Satyaloka, or the seventh heaven, the seventh from the earth's sphere. First heaven, just over the Brahmaloka, is the Vaikuntha Loka, the abode of Vishnu, the abode of salvation, Mukti, where souls free from the last bondage of matter and its influence go for rest and reward. This abode of Vishnu is unapproachable even by the gods and the illumined souls who dwell on the earth or in the four upper heavens. Brahma alone, by mediation, can communicate with Vishnu on any subject bearing on the welfare of creation and receive a response from him, who is the outward form of Krishna. And so, drawing aside the curtain from his abode, he looked into her soft and wearied eyes, saying, O Mother Earth, long hath the pain of ingratitude and faithlessness pierced thy tender heart, and with courage and loving mercy hast thou borne its stings. But now a balm is to come unto thee, and soothe thy wounded love, and readjust those things of which thou dost complain. Yet a little while, O thou goddess of plenty, and one shall play upon thy breast, which will make the veins of thy body to thrill with warm love, so that thy heart will be beautiful beyond what it yet has been. Thy mountains shall laugh in great happiness on seeing the beauty of him who shall cast his lotus eyes upon their rugged sides. Thy rivers shall flow in rhapsodies when his sweet body shall sanctify their waves by its contact. Thy havers shall come forth in great plentifulness. Thy cows shall give forth milk that shall be nourishing and healing unto all whom it will feed. Thy trees shall cast forth shadows that all who come under their cooling shade, sick unto death, shall bound forth with the gladness of life and love in their bodies. And, O patient earth, all who tread upon thee shall call thee blessed, because the one all beautiful shall have made thee blessed by his holy feet treading upon thee. Thus spake Brahma unto Mother Earth, who lowly laid again her dark head, and entering the abode of Vishnu, he said unto him, Thou mighty one, well dost thou know the grievance of her, the patient one, who is dear unto us. Do thou in thy glory and majesty succor her, O Lord. Let the only one, the Lord of love, the sovereign of all the universe, the author of all that lives, again be born upon her surface, and so bring to her wilted breast the nectar of love, that all who draw from her may again partake freshly of the love that is the life of all animate and inanimate. This thou do, O wondrous and most beautiful one, and quicken again with love her heart, and the hearts that beat against her breast, so that the eyes of those who have eyes yet see not may see. Do thou incarnate with thyself those who have ever walked with thee, and who may, even before the eyes of all, perform and live miracles of love. For, O Most High, full of stolid unbelief, and fettered with the world, have thy children become, so that even she who erstwhile ever patient was, has complainingly called unto me for help. He, the maker of all that is, forthwith spake, so shall it be unto her who has held upon her lap all those who are mine, and who hath come out of me, and who is also of me. I shall be born, and great shall be the rejoicing of her and my children who walk upon her surface. From the heart of man the weight of stone shall be lifted, and his eye shall be quickened with love, and I with my followers shall bring to them the ways and means that love doth know, and the whole known world shall again learn that I am life and love, that I, the creator of all things, am, even unto the ant and the huge elephant, who by one blow of his mighty trunk uprooteth the tree. They shall also know me as child, son, warrior, king, and priest, and in their midst I shall walk even with those who with me shall be born again, and seeing me and knowing me I shall draw all unto me, and close with me they shall again taste the sweetness of my love. With me shall come those who have ever known me through many incarnations, those who cover themselves with the qualities most like unto me, and whom my earth children have learned to look upon as gods, praying to them because of these attributes which they themselves wish to be blessed withal. Tell those who know the fullness of my bliss, those who have bathed in the nectar of those who have dwelt in the ecstasy of my loveliness, and those who in their devotion have known nothing else outside of me, those who have ever seen me in all things, and have feasted their minds only upon my beauty, tell them that I with them shall be born of woman, and shall dwell for the span of man's life among men. And when the gods, those whom he had designated, heard the will of him, great was the rejoicing in that abode, for no will knew they save the sweet will of the most lovely one, whose lotus feet they worshipped in ecstasy. Chapter 2. In the seat of Hari, the sacred city of Mathura on the Jamna, Vasudeva, in love and humbleness, took unto himself Devaki his bride, who by all was known as the most holy and virtuous maiden of that land. Peer unto the heart of her brother, the prince of Mathura, she was beloved among his people and among all women, because of the purity of her heart and the sweetness of her face, to show to all the world his love for her. The prince himself, in proud fondness, drove the marriage car of his little sister princess, and the new brother-in-law, who by right of great wisdom, a pundit of high standing among the learned was. Gentle was the new bridegroom, even as he was wise. Fond glances of love he cast upon the radiant face of the young princess, and from all sides the blessings fell from the lips of the populace on the sweet bride, the learned bridegroom, and the gallant prince who held the reins because of his love for them both. But lo, in the span of a moment all was changed, for a voice there was which seemed to come out of space. O thou fool, why even he for whom in pride and love thou dost hold the reins to her marriage car, even she shall bear the child in her womb, who shall sweep thy life from off the earth. Her son, the eighth, shall be the cause of thy death. The reins dropped from the hands of the prince, and springing to his feet, he caught the young bride by the hair as if to slay her, but was arrested by Vasudeva, who cried, O prince, noble wast thou ever, and ill would it be for thee to slay thy sister on the eve of her marriage. It is not for thee to take life, O king, thou who canst not give it. Death must come, but let it not be by thy hand, O prince, nor yet before her time. Take not the life of her who is thy sister, and thereby stain the heritage of virtue, such as has been described unto thee. Listen to the words of wisdom that have come to us from the sages, without whom all life a desert would be. Well thou knowest that a man's actions do follow him from body to body, even as in walking he leaveth the imprint of each step behind the other, yet with each step doth he carry the dust on his feet from the ground whereon he did walk. Man hath many existences, each one portraying a character which is the outcome of his past self. As the present is the fulfillment of the threatening past, so man is the unfoldment and fulfillment of his previous existences. So seek not to blacken thy soul by the slaying of one of thine own blood, but seek rather to add new glory to thy light by preserving her who, all guiltless, thou dost seek to slay. Heap not thou upon thyself a dark and evil karma to confront thee and blight thee in thy other lives. It is but the chill breath of suspicion and the dread tremor of fear that surges heavy and dark through thy mind. Be warned by me, O prince, desist from thy unjust act, and speedily thy heart shall glow again, warmed by the embers of hope. A man too fearful of threatening danger and torment of that danger ever dwelleth. Even calamity may be turned aside by the smile of distrust, and fatality may forget thee quite while passing thy door. But when the soil of thy heart has been made fertile for fear, be sure its seed therein will thrive, finding sustenance for sprouting, and its fruit it will bear. Stand valiant, O prince, and be not like the timorous woman who runneth away from the shadow of danger, but to flee into the arms of the foe. Thy karma that counteth up the reckonings cannot be cheated. So be not, O prince of timid heart, and each son that cometh from the womb of thy sister Devaki shall be given to thee. Listening to the wise counsels of Vasudeva, the prince gave over his mad desire to slay his sister with his own hand, and the newly wedded ones proceeded to the home of Vasudeva. Chapter 3. True to his promise, Vasudeva brought unto the prince his firstborn, a son. The prince, on seeing that Vasudeva was true to his compact to deliver his son as it was born, gave it back, saying, It is not this son that I fear, but he who will be born. Thine eighth one, it is ordained, shall slay me. So take back thy firstborn, Vasudeva. Of him there is naught to fear. Vasudeva took the little one, and putting it in the glad arms of the young mother, said, O princess, it is with joy and yet with great foreboding that I return to thee the babe, for there is that in my heart which tells me that the prince thy brother spoke not the truth when thy boy he gave back unto me, for fear lodged in his eye, and anger vibrated in his voice, even as he said, From thy firstborn no harm will come unto thee. Yet clasp him to thy heart, young mother, and bathe him in thy glad tears of love, while he resteth on thy breast. But even while the tender young mother crooned her love songs to her soft nestling, the cruel edict went forth that the babe was to be taken from her, as also each newborn man-child that came into the land. For as a blighting flash from the clouds that strikes the healthy young sapling at the root, there had come to Kangsa's fear-burdened mind the knowledge that in his former birth he had been dethroned and slain by one of his own kin, who was said to have come from on high, even to still the power of the wicked and exalt the lowly and virtuous. This, in all its weight, had come into his heart, and louder than the bolts of thunder, the voice he had heard on Devaki's wedding day seemed to throb in his brain as he saw Vasudeva depart with his firstborn son, and great were the lamentations of the mothers who gave birth unto sons in that land. Many departed from the kingdom where Kangsa, the destroyer of the young, did rule. But when the wailing of the newborn child was no longer heard in all that kingdom, the prince in his madness deposed his father, Ugrasen, who became himself the king, and thrust Devaki his sister and Vasudeva into the dungeon of his palace, where the 6 sons that were born to them were dashed to death on the flagged floor in the hour of their coming by Kangsa himself. And now again there was quickening in the womb of Devaki, and the joy of natural motherhood was overshadowed by the terror of the fate of the new life that was to be a babe. But groundless was the fear of the agonized mother, for his coming was even before his time. For the earth sent a mist thick as the garment of death to shroud the palace of the king, and a deep sleep on the jailers fell on the hour that the child of premature birth felt the breath of earth, and drowned were its first weak wails by the sound of the winds that shrieked without. And the child that came to the world too soon, even before his time was completed, was dispatched in great haste to one who suckled him and called him her own. The child that by the near hand of love was saved from the hand of frenzied murder was the child that would walk with the Lord of love and play with the soul of the universe. And when the mists were gone, the king marveled that no child had come, while the mother marveled at the goodness of him who was the author of life. End of chapter 3.